Diabetes is a prevalent chronic condition affecting over 100 million Americans, which is approximately 30% of the total population. This disease is primarily characterized by issues with the hormone insulin. Normally, the pancreas produces insulin to facilitate the storage of fats and sugars from the foods we consume. However, individuals with diabetes often don't produce enough of this vital hormone. Preventing and managing diabetes entails maintaining a healthy diet, regular physical activity, and steering clear of tobacco products. In certain cases, particularly for individuals with type 1 diabetes, treatment regimens may involve regular insulin injections. Undoubtedly, living with diabetes presents significant health challenges that can impact the daily lives of those affected. It's crucial to recognize that your dietary choices play a pivotal role, if not the most critical one, in both the development and management of diabetes. Consuming the wrong foods can lead to elevated blood sugar levels and inflammation. Whether you're actively managing diabetes or aiming to reduce your risk of developing the condition, making informed dietary decisions is essential for maintaining overall health and well-being. If you or someone you know is dealing with diabetes, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to dive into some essential dietary tips to help you manage your blood sugar levels effectively. So, if you're tired of dealing with blood sugar spikes and want to make healthier food choices, keep watching. We'll cover everything from avoiding sugary snacks to choosing the right carbohydrates. Let's get started on your journey to better blood sugar control. Number 1. Skip sugary foods like sweets and soda. Foods that are made primarily of processed sugar, like many desserts, candy, and soda, are considered low-quality carbohydrates and are among the worst foods to eat when you have type diabetes. Not only are these foods lacking in nutritional value, they can also cause a sharp spike in your blood sugar. They can also lead to weight problems. Refined carbohydrates raise blood sugar. Your body then produces extra insulin to bring your blood sugar down. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. With more circulating insulin in your bloodstream, your body converts the carbohydrates to fat and stores them on your buttocks, thighs, abdomen, and hips. Instead of sweets, reach for delicious fruits like apples, berries, pears, or oranges. These high-quality carbohydrates contain plenty of fiber to help slow down the absorption of glucose, so they're a far better choice for blood sugar control. Pair fruit with a high-protein food, such as peanut butter, for even better blood sugar levels. One caveat: even though fruit is healthy, it too raises blood sugar, warns Kimberlin. If you just had a meal 2 hours ago, which is when your blood sugar is at its peak, and now you have a piece of fruit, you will only raise your blood sugar even more. It's better to give your body time to return to a normal range, or opt for a hard-boiled egg or a handful of nuts. Number 2. Sip on flavored seltzer rather than fruit juice. While fiber-rich whole fruits are considered healthy carbohydrates for people with diabetes, fruit juice is another story. People with diabetes should avoid drinking juice, even 100% fruit juice. Fruit juice contains more vitamins and minerals than soda and other sugary drinks, but the problem is that juices have concentrated amounts of fruit sugar and therefore cause your blood sugar to spike quickly. Plus, sipping fruit juice doesn't fill you up the same way that eating a piece of fruit does, because juice doesn't have the same fiber that's found in whole fruit, she adds. If you want a refreshing drink, go for zero-calorie plain or naturally flavored seltzer with a spritz of lemon or lime. Infusing water with cucumber and mint is nice too. Number 3. Snack on fresh fruit instead of dried fruit. Although dried fruit contains fiber and many nutrients, the dehydration process removes the water, so it's easier to eat more. Think about how many more raisins than grapes you can eat. While snacking on raisins or dried apricots is better for you than eating a cookie, it'll still send your blood sugar soaring. Skip the dried fruit and instead choose whole fruits that are high in fiber, which cause a lower and slower rise in blood glucose, but remember to eat fruit at a time when your blood sugar isn't already at its peak. Number 4. Replace white carbs with whole grains. Other foods to avoid when you have diabetes are refined starches like white rice and anything made with white flour, including white bread and pasta. These white carbs act a lot like sugar once your body begins to digest them, which means they will increase your glucose levels. Replace white carbs with whole grains such as brown or wild rice, barley, oatmeal, high-fiber cereals, and whole grain breads for carbs that break down more slowly and have a less dramatic effect on blood sugar. Number 5. Favor low fat over full fat dairy. You've probably heard that the saturated fats in dairy products can raise your LDL cholesterol levels and increase your risk of heart disease. But saturated fats may cause yet another serious problem for people with diabetes. Research has found that eating a diet high in saturated fat may worsen insulin resistance. Do your best to avoid full-fat dairy products made with whole milk, such as cream, full-fat yogurt, ice cream, cream cheese, and other full-fat cheeses. Look for reduced fat or fat-free dairy products instead. The American Heart Association (AHA) recommends that everyone should get no more than 5 to 6% of their total calories from saturated fat, and this guidance is even more important for people with diabetes, says Kimberlin. So if you consume 2,000 calories per day, that's about 120 calories from saturated fat or 13 grams g. Before moving to the next point, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay engaged with our informative discussion. Number 6. Opt for lean proteins over fatty cuts of meat. People with diabetes should limit or avoid high-fat cuts of meat, such as regular ground beef, bologna, hot dogs, sausage, bacon, and ribs, because like full-fat dairy, they're high in saturated fats, explains Kimberlin. Saturated fats in meat raise cholesterol and promote inflammation throughout the body, and can also put people with diabetes at even greater risk for heart disease than the average person, since their risk is already elevated as a result of diabetes. People with type 2 diabetes may have other conditions that contribute to their risk for developing cardiovascular disease, including high blood pressure, abnormal cholesterol and high triglycerides, obesity, a lack of physical activity, poorly controlled blood sugars, or smoking, according to the AHA. Instead of fatty cuts of meat, choose lean proteins, including skinless chicken and turkey, fish and shellfish, pork tenderloin, and lean beef. When it comes to ground beef, make sure you choose beef that's at least 92% lean and 8% fat. Number 7. Limit packaged snacks and baked goods. Aside from all the sugar, junky white flour, sodium, and preservatives they contain, packaged snacks and baked goods like chips, pretzels, crackers, cookies, donuts, and snack cakes often have unhealthy trans fats. Trans fats increase your bad LDL cholesterol, lower your good HDL cholesterol, and raise your risk of heart disease. They're also even more dangerous than saturated fats, especially for people who have type 2 diabetes who are already at increased risk of heart disease, explains Kimberlin. In fact, there's no amount of trans fats that you can safely include in your diet, especially if you have type 2 diabetes. The good news is that trans fats are now listed right below the amount of saturated fats on food labels, making it easier to steer clear of them. Look for labels that list 0g trans fat, but keep in mind that according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA), products with less than 0.5g can claim 0g, so they may not be trans fat-free. Check the ingredients list as well to make sure the product doesn't contain any partially hydrogenated oils, a major source of trans fats. Seek out healthy fats in salmon and other fatty fish, as well as in nuts, seeds, avocado, and olive and canola oils. Number 8. Forget about eating oily, breaded fried foods. You may have a weakness for fried foods like French fries, fried chicken, and potato chips, but satisfying this craving another way will be better for your health in the long run. Fried foods typically soak up tons of oil, which equates to lots of extra calories, and many are coated in bread first, jacking up the numbers even more. Avoid overdoing the greasy stuff when you have type 2 diabetes, or you may pack on the pounds and cause blood sugar chaos. Not only do these foods initially spike blood sugar, they can leave it high over a long period of time. Fat takes longer to digest, so it keeps blood sugar elevated. To make matters even worse, some foods are deep fried in hydrogenated oils that are laden with trans fats. For the same flavor without the fat and calories, Kimberlin suggests finding new ways to prepare the fried foods you like, such as baking, roasting, or grilling. Think fish tacos grilled vs. fried. You can even make baked, fried chicken, she says. Air fryers are popular now as well, so there's that option too. And if you don't have an air fryer, I have a little convection oven that works just the same. I make baked fries in there that taste so crispy you'd think they were fried. Number 9. Avoid alcohol or drink only in moderation. Before you indulge in a cocktail or even a glass of wine with dinner, check with your doctor to make sure that it's safe for you to drink alcohol, since it can interfere with your blood sugar levels. If you do drink, keep it in moderation, advises the ADA. Moderation is generally defined as no more than 1 serving per day if you're a woman, and no more than 2 if you're a man. A typical serving is measured as 5 ounces Oz of wine, 12 Oz of beer, or 1/5 Oz of distilled liquor. Diabetes medication is processed through the liver, and so is alcohol, explains Kimberlin. This double whammy can be too much for your liver. If you're taking insulin, it can cause low blood sugar, especially if you're drinking and not eating. As for best and worst choices at the bar when you have diabetes, mixed drinks like diet soda with rum hard liquor has no carbs, or hard liquor with ice or calorie-free mixers. Avoid sweet dessert wines, drinks with added sugar or honey, juicy drinks, and foofy umbrella drinks with lots of sugar. Number 10. Honey and maple syrup. While cane sugar is arguably the worst perpetrator of blood sugar spikes, alternative sweeteners like honey and maple syrup aren't much better for diabetics. Honey and maple syrup aren't as processed as regular sugar, but they contain just as many simple carbs, sometimes even more. For diabetics, it's best to avoid any added sweeteners, these two included. Thanks for watching. Remember, managing your blood sugar is crucial for those with diabetes. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more health and nutrition tips. Stay healthy and make smart choices with your food. See you in the next video.